This is Christopher Morell with the Morell Law Firm. I'm honored to represent the Lee family in their bus accident case in which their son Victor lost his life. In that wreck, there were no seatbelts on that bus, and that's the reason why Victor died. We're now petitioning the state legislature to make sure that there's seatbelts on all buses in Texas. This is Victor Lee's story.
In the morning, we woke up late. We're rushing around trying to get all the kids ready and get them out to the bus stop. And we got them to the bus, and it happened to be the one time I never told my son I loved him.
Everybody got on the bus, got to school and everything, and from there on until that afternoon, it was just a normal day. I was already home and starting supper, and our daughter Skylar called me from the accident scene. Told me that they were in an accident and that Victor was in bad shape. I turned supper off and jumped in my truck and headed that way.
Afternoon, 13-year-old Victor Lee took his last bus ride home.
13-year-old Victor Lee was killed in the crash on Monday. Authorities tell us the Shelbyville ISD school bus Lee was riding on.
The Texas Department of Public Safety report the wreck involving the bus happened near the intersection of FM 139 and County Road 2552 near Shelbyville.
The collision caused the school bus to turn over, sending several students to the hospital and taking the life of Lee.
There's really nothing I can say to really help with that, except for the fact that we're all going to support one another and support the family.
Nobody has ever sat us down and totally explained to us exactly what happened and what caused it.
What we learned was that as the bus was making a right turn, there was a silver Dodge 1-ton that clipped, I believe it was the left rear of the bus, which sort of spun it around and then caused it to overturn, at which time that's when Victor was ejected from the school bus.
There was no phone call for it. I actually drove up on scene as soon as they were trying to figure out how to get Victor out from underneath. I know he was still alive in the ditch, and the kids were not even 30 feet away. Hearing this from their friend, their bus mate, and seeing my kids say, "Please help him, Mama." I'm like, I don't know how to help him.
When I pulled up, and they escorted me over to the ambulance then. And so I got in the ambulance and checked on Victor. They were working on him. I felt like he was already gone. My next thought was, where are my other kids at and how are they?
We have 6. They ranged from ages 15 down to 9. Victor, Skylar, Dennis, Cheyenne, Jacob, Lizzie.
What do you remember from what other people told you?
Yeah, Victor was thrown out of the emergency hatch on top of the bus. He was thrown out of it, and then the bus landed on top of him. What caused his death is the suffocation. He couldn't breathe. You know, it's been 2 years and 4 months since the accident. You know, we lost a son for some stupid reason, and we'd like to know.
We go by that site twice a day at least when we leave and go to town, and then when we come home. And every time we get close to it, I see that bus.
I'm a firm believer that if my kids were on that bus in a seatbelt, we would have never lost Victor.
People that go to work every single day, if we have to wear a seatbelt, I believe that the kids on the school bus should wear a seatbelt.
The law needs to be changed concerning seat belts on our school buses.
Every child in this country needs to be in a seatbelt on the buses. Love Like Victor started from our church.
And from the school.
The community actually came up with it.
People just loved Victor. I mean, he was innocent.
Victor loved everything. There's like nothing he didn't love. He loved animals, he loved people.
Victor loved everybody like equal. He loved everybody as much as he loved himself.
I will never forget how happy my kids would come off of the school bus, knowing that they had a friend that would sit beside them, that would give them good memories to hold on to.
The only thing that we're looking for is justice for Victor. And if we have to, we'll come meet with whoever we need to help pass the laws to mandate seat belts on all school buses. We'd love to see that.